What's good, Skullbellz TV? This is Coach Jonathan helping Colt explain how to use the leg press. Stick around to the end where I critique his previous demo, which there are some common mistakes I address. But for now, here's he and Taylor at the Spokane Fitness Center demonstrating how to correctly use the leg press for power and overall strength. For the stance, we'll be using a power stance today, meaning we are not directly isolating any specific area of the quads. This is a compound exercise, in which we're working the quads, glutes, and even the hamstrings to put as much load on your legs as we can without taxing your spine. So Colt, Taylor, and I all suffer from lower back pain, so for what most athletes get out of their squats, we tend to favour the leg press instead. Position the safety stop to allow the weight to descend low enough to where your knees are bent slightly past parallel. Once your weights are loaded, descend slowly until your quads and glutes are fully stretched. After a brief pause, explode upwards with so much force like you're trying to send the weights flying off the other end of the leg press. Lower the weight slowly and repeat for as many repetitions as you possibly can. A couple of common mistakes. Firstly, locking out the knees. Not only is this dangerous, but it can also snap your knee backwards if you're not careful. This also removes tension from the muscles being worked and therefore defeats the purpose. Make sure you stop just shy of a full lockout before lowering the weight back to the starting position. Descending too quickly, this is a tempting thing to do to attempt to reach more reps, but inevitably it is a sacrifice to your form and technique and therefore safety of your spine. It basically defeats the purpose of working the muscles that you're trying to work, and it doesn't really allow for enough damage to take place to the muscle fibers. So make sure you lower the weight with a slow, controlled form and can be sure your muscles are doing the work. Our goal is to build muscles, not beat upper joints. So with the shoes, you do not need any specific shoes or additional workout equipment for leg presses. In fact, you can't really go wrong with no shoes at all, because any cushioning in your shoes will likely cause you to lose energy transfer in the machine. To avoid this, simply use shoes that have a hard sole, such as Vans or Olympic squat shoes. The only other gear worth considering is a thin leather belt if you're going particularly heavy. This can help you to brace your core when trying to dig deep for maximum strength needed to get that weight up. Thanks for watching. If you need a good leg day podcast, we recently released a leg day special podcast, which is Carnivore Coach's Corner. Now that was session number 16, in which we went into really good detail about leg presses and all of our other favourite leg exercises. Discussed why we don't squat. Now, Carnivore Coach's Corner can be found on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and all other podcast platforms. And here's Colt's original training video with my own critiques. Yeah, so you guys can take your shoes off, in particular if they have a very thick sole. Another point to mention, if you look at his knees, they are coming down in the right kind of angle. So an angle that allows him to get good depth, but without caving his knees in or out in a position that puts his knees under excess strain. I like that Colt is concerned about having good depth and an explosive fashion to get the weight up and down. What I mean by that is it's going up then down without resting at the top or bottom. Now, to be critical, I might actually slow down the concentric and eccentric fades, perhaps around, 50%. Another slightly less obvious thing is that he's gripping onto the bar, the grip, and he's not squeezing it, he's just holding it. Now, when you grip the handle too hard, typically your blood pressure will raise 5 to 10 points. Now, this will mean that the exercise is perceived as harder than what it is. So a good little thing there, don't grip the bar too hard. Look at those quads. Stunning.